Hello and welcome to a VO's Journey. Today we are going over 10 voice acting tips and tricks. So excited to be sharing with you these secrets, if you will. All right, this show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. We've got so many things to talk about. I'm going to stick to the point, which are these 10 tips and tricks. I put them down. I wrote them down. You know me, I usually don't write anything down, but these I did because I wanted to make sure that you got the best bang for your buck today listening to this video. Also, we got super exciting news real quick. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and also hit the notification bell so you get notified when I put out a video. But we also just launched a VO's Journey Elite Academy. I'm so excited. 4 different courses or 4 different classes each week live. We have 4 different instructors over the 4 pillars of voiceover, voice acting, technical production, marketing, as well as business systems and accountability. So excited about that. Check out the link below, and you also can check it out on avosjourney.com. All right, let's dive into these 10 voice acting tips and tricks. Okay, number 1. Warm up before you begin doing voiceover. I see so many people not doing this. And the type of warm-ups that you need to be doing is you need to stretch. Yes, physically stretch your body. Now, you might wonder, why would I stretch my body? I'm not running around. It's so important for you to get your body warmed up for multiple reasons. 1, it wakes you up. It gets the blood flowing. Blood flowing to your brain and your body is very important, and you need to stretch to do that. But 2, it also, like I said, it also gets you your brain focused. Okay, it gets you focused, it gets you thinking, it gets you in the right frame of mind, thinking about what is going to be going on today, what you are doing. Stretch. And then you need to be doing those voice exercises. Okay, voice exercises. I saw a great video once by Bill DeWeese where he showed the voice exercises he did. And, you know, I do a lot of, I've taught theater throughout my life, and so I'm always talking about warm-ups with acting exercise or stretches, as well as vocal exercises, not just moving your mouth and, you know, getting all of your lips and your jaw and your cheeks, everything here nice and open and stretched out, but also moving your lips, you know, doing these things, popping, also doing some tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are a really great way. I mean, you should be doing those every single day, because remember, we don't want to change the way we speak. We want that uniqueness, but at the same time, our number one job is to make sure that people understand what we're saying. So clarity is important, and tongue twisters help you speak more clearly while maintaining your voice. Okay, so that's number 1. Warm up before doing voiceovers. Number 2. When you start to perform, stay loose by being animated. Okay, so when you are in front of a microphone, be animated like I'm doing right now. Use your hands, use facial expressions. The emotions, the feelings come out through movement, through physicality, physiology. Okay, we can change, you know, how we sound, how we act, how we come across by being physical, like I'm doing right now. Use that to your advantage when you are in a booth or when you are recording a voiceover. Okay, it will help you tell the story more effectively. Okay, stay animated, use facial expressions, pretend. That is a big one, pretend. All right, number 3. If you want to sound more intimate, get close to the mic, about 2 inches, lower your voice, and speak a little bit quieter, closer to the mic. If you want to get loud and boisterous and be big and over the top, back up about 1 foot from the mic and raise your voice. Okay, so those are 2 ways that you can actually, I'm going to try to get back and not yell now, but those are 2 ways that you can give a more intimate read, okay, as well as backing up and giving a more excited and over-the-top type of read, which are all called upon. Okay, so remember, get close and get quieter for an intimate read, back up and get louder for a more excited read, okay? Number 4, end down on the last few words of your sentences if you want to sound more authoritative. Okay, where does this pop in? Well, a lot of us do, or the majority of work that a lot of us do, are e-learning voiceovers. Okay, so in e-learning voiceovers, it's important, or nonfiction audiobooks, it's important that we sound authoritative. Okay, and to be able to sound like you're an authority on something, all right, you end down the last few words. But here's the real important tip. You notice I didn't say on the last word. I said the last few words. I see a lot of new voice actors, they go up on the last, like the third to last word or second to last word, and then go down on the very last word, instead of going down on the second or third of last word with the last word. I know this is like semantics, but these are important ones, because that sounds awkward when you go up on the last word, or when you go up on the, last word, so you go up on the last word. Right? That's weird, right? But we do that a lot because we're trying to make it sound interesting. But the reality is when we're sure about something, we end down on the last few words. There's always an exception to the rule, but if you want to be authoritative and have that voice acting style, end down on the last couple of words of the sentence. Okay? All right. Number 5. If you are having trouble with mouth clicks and mouth noises, if you lose your voice, it is so important that you drink water regularly. So a great tip from Sean Pratt, and that's using water but with a straw, okay? So that you're not gulping down water because you're just wetting your mouth. And use that throughout, especially in long form narration, right? Where you've got to keep your vocal cords wet and healthy. And also, if you have a lot of issues with tons of saliva and a lot of clicks, use water. There's so many other things that people have said, from apples to lemons to, I've used them all. Lozenges, they make special lozenges. There's so many different tools and techniques, but I have found that water is by far the best to keeping your voice healthy, as well as getting rid of those mouth noises, clicks. Okay? All right. Let's see. Number 6. When you are voice acting, focus on the idea, the subtext of your message, not the words themselves. So this is a really important tip, okay, and a trick, okay, because when we narrate or when we're reading a script, a lot of times we look at the words, we're reading the words, and we are trying to make them sound interesting. Right? We were thinking, because we're listening to them ourselves while we're speaking, we're like, gosh, this is boring. I got to do something. Someone's paying, so I've got to do something with my voice and make it sound like this is exciting, right? And it just sounds completely weird. And so a little trick here is read over the script, get what the script is trying to say. Okay, go through it once. Improv the message that you think that the script is trying to say with your own words. And then go back over it and focus on that message, that subtext that the script is trying to say, and then narrate it regularly. And your whole goal is to be focusing on relaying that message, not how you say the words. Okay? Super important tip and trick to help you be a better voice actor immediately. Okay. Let's see. Number 7. I love it. To sound younger, to sound older. To sound younger, more like a millennial, the thing that you want to do is you want to lessen the draw out of your words. So you want to make them a lot tighter. You want to make them quicker. You don't want to have to, make sure they don't go as long at the end. Finish quicker, a little more staccato, and then end up at the end of sentences. A lot of millennials, a lot of younger people, they end up. There's always a question there. There's not a lot of a surety. Remember in the previous one, we talked about authority ending down. Well, when you're not authority, the opposite would be ending up. And that's a question, but a lot of millennials, they don't speak in questions, but they speak in rhetorical questions, right? A lot of stuff is rhetorical. So you have to think about, how do you do that? Well, you still end up like it's a question, but it's rhetorical, so they don't have an answer. Does that make sense? So that's a great way to sound younger like a millennial. Now, to sound older and wiser, Then you're going to slow down your words. You're going to speak a little slower, and you're going to end down at the end of your words. Okay, and you know, get it? Okay, so this is how you sound younger, sound older, and you in the middle. Okay, you can practice these. So it's a really good tip on how to sound older and how to sound younger. Okay, I believe we are on. That was 7 and 8. Sorry, so 7 was sounding younger as a millennial, and be quicker with your voice, with your words, and ending up at the end of sentences. Okay. Also, real quick, is for a little tip, another tip about being younger millennials. I think when you're younger, generally speaking, especially nowadays, there's a lot of sense of apathy, right? Apathy has been kind of running wild for a long time now with younger people, and and there's a way of talking, like when you're apathetic, things are just the way they are, it is what it is, right? I mean, there's a sense of apathy, but also a sense of kind of ego. Right. And that comes with people being young and not living a long life yet, and getting beat down after a while. Right. And then being older and wiser, that changes. Right. Of course, always there's an exception to the rules, but always just think about that style. OK, for being younger and older. All right. Number 9, when you want to be more relaxed in your voiceover, sit down to do a voiceover. Lean back. If you have a chair you can lean back on. Okay, remember, we talked about physicality in the other tips. Lean back, sit down, relax. I like doing this for audiobooks. Okay, if there is a part in the audiobook where it gets bigger, you're trying to make a point, you need to be more animated. Stand up. Get up and do it. Okay, so if you're trying to be relaxed, remember, your physicality will change. You notice, like, if I relax, my shoulders kind of come down, my head's a little droopy. It's kind of like, yeah, this is pretty okay. But if I want to be on point, all right, my shoulders go up, I stand up, or no, I'm sitting down. But you know what I mean. My posture changes, my voice changes. So you got to think about that. So if you want to relax and you want to be relaxing with your voiceover style and kicked back, sit down. I've narrated lots of things sitting down, and it's fantastic. Okay, don't think that you always have to do one way or the other. All right, and number 10, probably the most important thing out of all of these tips and tricks, is be yourself. This is so important, okay? I think more and more clients want to work with people who are being themselves, who are unique, who have their unique perspective on the delivery of the message. Okay, with especially with so much AI, you know what I mean? We need to maintain that uniqueness. We need to be ourselves. We need to relax and let go and be ourselves. So it's an important thing for you to be yourself. This doesn't mean that we don't still have variations with the way we deliver things, but it just means that we are doing it with the context of our life and who we are. So when you go to do something, put your own flair on something. I'm not saying go in there and be like, woo, but if it calls for that, you better do it and go all in on it. Make an acting decision. So I think with being yourself, this also can be related to make an acting decision and stick with it. Make an acting decision. And that we say that, and this is a trick. When you want to really wow someone, make an acting decision like, I'm going to do it this way, and you go all in on it. Don't hold back. Remember, acting is the only place that you're weird if you hold back. You know how every other places are like, oh, I'm too cool to do that. Not in what we do. If you're too cool to do that, this is not the right place for you. Right? I mean, let it all out. Give it all. That's a wonderful thing about acting, and that's what I love. And then one to grow on. I love this one. All right? If you want to make people smile, you smile while you narrate. It is incredible that we can hear when someone is smiling. We really can. So I'm trying to smile. But we can hear it. We can hear when someone laughs, or we hear when they're happy. And you might go, how do you hear when someone's happy? It's amazing how that works, and how our ears and our auditory senses work, and how our brains read that sound from the shape of our mouths. Right? When the words come out, when the frequencies come out of our mouth, or the way it's shaped, right? The waves shaped, we hear that. Even even through audio, like even through speakers or headphones. It's amazing. So if you want to make people smile, smile. If you want to make people laugh, laugh. Okay? If you want to make people think or, ask questions, get yourself in a position where it's like, hey, I'm asking a question, whether it's serious or whether it's funny. Okay? Use your facial expressions to relay that message. But if you want someone to smile, narrate with a smile. Thank you guys so much for watching these 10 voice acting tips and tricks. Watch them as many times as you need them. Write them down. Remember, check out A VO's Journey Elite Academy. I'm so excited. There'll be a link below, and you can also go to avosjourney.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.